What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal, y'all? You already know who it is. It's your boy Rich Dollar 64 making up a man TV. Oh, whoa, whoa. What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal, y'all? You already know who it is. It's your boy Rich Dollar 64 making up a man TV. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to share. And most importantly, y'all, subscribe to the channel. Took a little break from YouTube, but we back at it like a real trap addict. You know what I'm talking about? And we here with a video, y'all, that's it's really not aimed at the individuals that we got in the title, but it's really more an indictment of hip hop in the black community as a whole. What I've been seeing and witnessing from what I've been looking at through the Diddy trial, through hip hop from the past, there's always, just be honest, been a spectacle of homosexuality surrounded around black people in hip hop. At the top and at the bottom. Pause. No Diddy. But for real, if you think about it, all of the top artists have been associated with some form of homosexuality. Now, we can say, let me see who's this in the comments. Braves, what's up with you, homie? We can say that, nah, that ain't true. We can act like that ain't happened. We can act like that's not a fact, but we know it to be true. When you think about it on all levels, from the East Coast to the West Coast to down south, there's always been that error or that underlying condition, or that I don't even want to say is underlying condition, but something that everybody knows about that nobody wants to really talk about. Something that people know that people is doing that nobody really want to speak about. They just want to, like they say in the game, pimp past that. You know what I'm saying? But if we just gonna actually call a dollar and a square, we gotta be real. It's been homosexuality in the game with these dudes for a long time. That's why I came with the title, you gotta go through the bottom to get to the top. In hip hop, we've seen it with all of our top artists. If you think about it, shit, Pac. Now we hearing Diddy. We done heard Nipsey. We done heard Biggie. We done heard LL. It's been Africa Bambaataa. We could go on and on and on. Lil Wayne, the Drake, we just seen Kanye come out and say he was knocking top off. And now we hearing what we thought was the most ultimate gangster in the business, Suge Knight, allegedly involved in, need I say, backdoor play. Backdoor play. It's been an explosive video came out by Reggie Wright Jr., where Reggie Wright is accusing Suge of doing some damage to himself, or having somebody actually do some damage to him with something called Big Black. Now, Big Black is whatever Reggie Wright says he knows about. But what I want to do is I want to also play you a video of one of the artists that was at Death Row Records at the time. His name is Danny Boy. And we want to play this video of Danny Boy. He was getting interviewed by Vlad TV. Shout out to Vlad TV. We broke one of his videos down, and we're going to use it for context. Context. I want you to pay attention closely to the things that's being said in this video, because I've also done a video about this video in the past, about this interview in the past. I've also done many videos about Death Row. I've also recorded with Death Row artists and done shows with Death Row artists and know some of these people personally. So I'm gonna play a video of Danny Boy. I don't know if y'all know Danny Boy. He produced, he sang, he done a lot of things at Death Row. He was on a lot of Tupac's records and stuff. So he was around. Let's play this little interview that Danny Boy did with Vlad TV. All right, here we go.
Conversation, so I can't say who it is, but I said, Danny Boy came out of the closet, and he said, oh yeah, we already knew that even back then. Like, there was sort of, rumors and stuff like that of you being gay while you were still at Death Row. Was that something that you were still doing while you were there?
Yeah, I dabbled and dabbled, but for that person to know, did you look at them funny? You should have, because you should have asked them, like, how you know? Because that's the true question. Because I didn't tell nobody. Only person that knew it was people I did stuff with. And anybody else that knew it was people that do stuff too.
Okay.
I want you to pay close attention to what the man was saying in that video. What he said right there was something powerful and some powerful information. This is somebody that was right there. What he said is that Vlad, you got some information from somebody that was telling you about something I never told nobody about. So anybody who told you that information had to be involved with exactly what I'm admitting to saying that I'm involved in. You understand what I'm saying? There's something about that music industry, the music business. We've heard about Mace. We've heard about Diddy. We've heard about Cameron saying he came to Mace's to pick Mace up from when Mace was staying at Puff's house in the Brownstone, and he seen the you know what I'm saying, the dildo in his restroom. And Mace had to basically explain it off like, yo, that ain't mine. That's old boy's. But the thing is, how would you know that a man has this out? I was the other day I was looking at Surviving Diddy, and I seen a dude talking about how when Diddy wanted to record, they'd come to his crib to record. He would have all the producers in there. Then all of a sudden he'll say he just want to run and go record in the restroom. So he'll tell everybody they'll go in his restroom. Obviously, Diddy's a billionaire. He's got a super large restroom. So he brings everybody in there. They probably got their laptops and stuff out. That dude says Diddy just disrobes and starts taking a shower in front of everybody. They be on some super duper freaky stuff. We heard the interview that Exhibit gave when Exhibit talked about he met up with Diddy out there in Miami, and him, Karen Superhead, they went to a party and they went to a couple clubs, and Diddy took him to a club, and when he went in the club, he seen two dudes over there on a pole naked dancing and kissing each other. And then he said when they was like, whoa, they left and they went outside the club. And he said Diddy slid up on him and was like, yo, oh man, that chick you got with her, man, she's the devil. He's like, why? What you mean? He was like, yeah, man, she'll take pictures of you with fingers in the booty. Exhibit was, y'all can go research this interview is out there. Exhibit specifically said that Diddy told him that Karen Superhead will record you with fingers in the booty. You hear me? So this this type of stuff is going on in this industry. You can go to your Uzi Verts and it just doesn't stop. We've heard it about every artist that's been out there from, I mean, it's 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 hanging over every artist's head, man. And it's no two ways around it. And now we're hearing this about Suge. Let me play this video for y'all right here, man.
On your wedding night, and you pissing in the bed on her. Sharitha, tell me I'm lying. When he pissed in the bed on your wedding night. Okay. All right, sure. Let's talk about Big Black, sure. Now you took the gloves off. I told you these gloves gonna come off. And this is just an iceberg. This is just an iceberg of what's going on. You forgot about Big Black? You know I know about Big Black. You know your women talk to me. How you like that up your ass, Big Black.
Here we go.
Man, I've made videos about Reggie Wright before. He just doesn't have any good news. There's really never any good news that comes from him. Usually it's going to be some bad news. He knows all the bad news. He's got all the dirt that ever was to ever be dug up on somebody. He has it. And you can deny that Reggie Wright Jr. hasn't been around. I mean, everybody knows him for being a former Compton police officer. He also cooperated with the federal government. So by categorization, with no disrespect to the brother, some people in the streets might call him a snitch. Also, some people might call him an OG who knows the streets. You know, he knows some of these key people. He's spoken of ill things about other individuals within the death row camp, as well as, you know, I hate to say it, but corrupt. Now we're gonna get further on into where we at today with everything they saying about our beloved brother Nipsey Hussle. You know what I'm saying? As much as we hate to talk about this or hate to speak about this, we have to talk about what's been documented is the involvement of Lauren London in the freak-offs. Now, some might say that if Lauren London was involved in the freak-offs, then Nip had to be involved in the freak-offs. Well, my thing is, with that being said, we have seen every video from the Pope to John F. Kennedy, but we have yet to see a video of Nipsey Hussle in a dishonorable act. I'm going to go on record as saying that right now to this day, straight up into this camera, regardless of what they say, what they insinuate, how they try to trotting down the brother's name, we have yet to see. Now it's prime time for and particular individual who says he possesses a video of Nipsey Hussle doing something of a feminine nature, right? He says he has that. How come that hasn't come out? My thing is, I don't believe it. I believe that it never happened. I believe that until I see it, I definitely ain't gonna believe it, because what they holding back on. And it's been common knowledge that P. Diddy had some involvement with Lauren London before she even got with Nipsey Hussle. So, and you can't attribute what a man is into because of what his woman is doing. Everybody know women do certain things to get to the top and men do certain things to get to the top. It's a difference in business strategy. You see what I'm saying? What I'm saying is a lot of these people have the evidence of what we talked about. Hey, you got here's Danny Boy, somebody who was around death row at the key time. I want y'all to listen to what he said again, because I think people are missing what he's saying. He's saying that anybody that knows about what I was into or what people was into would have to be into it themselves. I have other videos that I can play that is going to coincide with this same methodology, and this same business model has been ran on brothers since the beginning of time. And hip hop is not exclusive to this playbook. They've been getting niggas to turn over their backside for years to get to stardom. And something about a black person will give up their booty for some fucking fame. That's right, I said it. Run and tell that. Look, go back right now and look at Game when he gave interviews about his time with Puff. When he said he was running around with Puff for 2 years before he ever went to the studio. Now that we know documented proof what Puffy does and how he was getting down, what was the Game doing with him for 2 years prior to them ever recording any music? Let's talk about it. Let's stop beating around the bush. When you see a duck and it's quacking, stop calling it a parrot. It's a duck. We knowing what we seeing. We know what we see. Let's put the affiliations together. Suge Knight, P. Diddy. It was rumored that Diddy, we've seen the videos of Diddy and Biggie wiping on each other's face, saying how beautiful each other is and how pretty. We've heard the lyrics, some of the worst lyrics to ever be spoken of on a mic by a prolific rapper. Look so good. I'll never say it, but y'all know what he said. Y'all know what Biggie said. We found out that those women in the video was transsexuals. Why were y'all using transsexuals in the video? Why was LL Cool J talking about he, she? Delicious. A he, she is delicious. We got to talk about it. Let's just talk about it. Let's just get down to the real. Let's stop playing. Okay, let's put these connections together, right? We have seen and witnessed Lil Wayne and Baby Williams kissing, right? That is something that is just not normal. You don't just walk up and kiss your friends on the lips. You don't kiss your big homies on the lips, do you? I don't know where y'all come from, but me and my homies ain't never did no kissing. And I love these niggas to death, stomp down and give my life for some of these niggas. I wouldn't put my lips on their lips. But we watched Lil Baby and, I mean, not Lil Baby, but we watched Lil Wayne and Baby kiss multiple times in front of grown men, in front of thousands of people. We watched Young Thug talk about men as his hubby and said he was smoking dicks as his blunts. We've watched all of this transpire right here in front of our face. We can't be surprised by none of it. This is the reality of the situation. And look, at the end of every beef, pause, what ends up nah, I can't even do that. I had to stop there right there. I had to stop that one right there on the spot. But look at this here though. Check this out. At the end of all of these issues, these dramas. Hold on, y'all. Let me play this video. I gotta correct some shit real quick.
On your wedding night, and you pissing in the bed on her. Sharitha, tell me I'm lying. When he pissed in the bed on your wedding night. Okay. All right, sure. Let's talk about Big Black, sure. Now you took the gloves off. I told you these gloves gonna come off. And this is just an iceberg. This is just an iceberg of what's going on. You forgot about Big Black? You know I know about Big Black. You know your women talk to me. How you like that up your ass, Big Black.
Here we go.
All right, y'all. I see we was having the technical difficulties, but this is what it is. Look, we see what it is with these dudes. We see what it is in this game. I don't know if the brothers is forced into this lifestyle, but that's what it is. These dudes is out here being gay, you know. And I can't say it's less than honorable because hey, that's their lifestyle. But we have to admit today that it's a super gay element in hip hop. It's a super gay element in all of this stuff. Every time we look up, we find out that somebody was doing something they say they would never do. If you listen to what Danny Boy says, he says that anybody who knows, now this is somebody who was in death row. This is somebody who was right there. He says he was getting down with artists, but he says he wasn't getting down with nobody at death row. I'm going to play this clip for you because this is really kind of give you a picture of, like, we heard the video of Reggie Wright. Now, for one, I want to tell y'all this. I know Sharitha Knight. I don't know her, but I do know her. I used to be the host of a video show called Channel Live. At the time, I went to interview, which was one of the top groups at the time, Caution, Gonzo, and I can't remember the other dude's name. But they was being managed by Sharitha Knight. I went up there with my camera crew to interview them. We interviewed in Sharitha Knight's office. She was a straight up bitch. She came right up in the office and put us out. She was mean as hell. But what we hearing from Reggie Wright is from Sharitha Knight. He's saying that allegedly he got this information from Sharita Knight that she was putting the long pole on Suge Knight. You know what I mean? So that's what all this is about. So if it's at the highest level with Suge, right? We heard the rumors about Pac. We're hearing the rumors. We seeing the evidence about Diddy and the things Diddy have done. And we just seeing this whole element. And I mean, this has been in the music business since the beginning of time. It goes back to Lil Richard and all of them dudes. I don't know. It's something about the record executives. They want some booty. So if you dudes think you're going to make it to the top without giving up that bottom, you best think again. Because the powers that be, that's what they want. That's their way of getting to the power structure. That's how they do it. That's what they into. Don't let nobody else tell you different. That's what if you want to make it in that business, listen to this man. Because he's saying that anybody that knows about this is involved in this themselves.
Conversation, so I can't say who it is, but I said, Danny Boy came out of the closet, and he said, "Oh yeah, we already knew that even back then." Like there was sort of
So you heard what he said. I'm gonna start it over, but you heard what he said. Oh, we already knew about that back then. So, and then when Danny Boy comes out and said, "Did you look at them funny when they said that?" Because anybody that knows about it, they was involved in it. Because I never told nobody. I gotta pay attention. A lot of these dudes been with that. Like remember when look back at a video of Jazz O. Jazz O. He used to be in a group with Jay-Z. And if you can find that interview, they asked him about Jay-Z. What you think about Jay-Z? And he was like, man, fuck Jay-Z, man. He into that play shit, man. That play. He had to come around and take that video back down. Y'all remember that video that used to be out from Method Man when they said, "Yeah, what you think about Kanye West?" And he said, "Man, fuck Kanye West, man. I hate that nigga, man. I seen that nigga at one of Puff parties in the bathroom sucking dick." Remember that video was out there. These tea leaves have been dropped for years. It's been out there. You know, the papers out there. They've been talking about this shit for years. This shit is not fake. These dudes is doing whatever they gotta do. Then some of them is falling in love with what they doing. I got some now I hate to put out stuff that really 100% ain't been validated. Right? Now, it's always been speculated about what happened between. No, I ain't even gonna go into that one. I ain't going into that one. Nah, I ain't going into that one. You know why I ain't gonna go into that? Because if I can get the interview with the girl, I'm gonna bring her on and let her talk about what she did to whoever the individual was that she said she fondled. You feel what I'm saying? Or she saying I'm looking on the interview right now. I got an interview right now that I heard where that same girl that said she had hit the dude with 3 fingers is talking about he FaceTimed her on with a transmission in the middle of a commission of a felony, and proceeded to go all the way in, pause, and was asking her how did she like that. Now, the thing I want to know is, did she go and get with dude after that when she met him at the hotel? Or was that prior to that? Was that when he let... Whoa, pause. This is nasty work, man. I ain't gonna hold you. This is nasty work. Just to think. And you know, when you've been involved in something bad, a lot of times people don't want to go down by themselves, especially when you being accused of dishonorable acts. You don't want to leave nobody with honor. You want to disrespect everybody. Now let's go back to this, the current crime situation. There is a spectacle of that over that element. We've heard some rumors and some sprinkles about the Big U situation with some, need I say, salacious behavior that's been rumored to be out there. How can we keep hearing this? How can we keep hearing this? Because that's what it is. In the music business, you got to go through the bottom to get to the top. Lil Wayne, Drake, Soulja Boy probably. Because look, after these dudes make it, somehow they ain't never the same. They ain't never the same. See, it don't matter how much money you got. If you can't wake up and look at yourself in the mirror, it ain't a dollar in the world that can give you your soul back. I'm telling you what God loves. I've seen some of the best of them do things they ain't never been proud of and can never make it back from. Some people end up ending their life because they can't deal with the misery and the pain. Some people will cut off all communications with you because they know that you and I know what's going on. I know some people, man, that went the route. Now, let me tell you something. It's these old men in these businesses too. These old gatekeepers. These 67 and 70-year-old men. They gay. They gay as hell. And they hold the keys to the business room. Getting your project done. Getting you moved up to the next level. But you got to come through. You got to come by the house. You got to do something for them. You might have to come through and watch them while they get dressed in the tutu. That's something freaky all the way. Something you just can't unsee. But you got to be able to stomach it if you want fortune and fame. That's what this is about. This is about people not being able to be real with themselves and understand that this is what these dudes is into. The toughest of them. Monster Cody. We done heard it about gang members. We see it all the time with people in prison. These is killers in prison. They gay. Why are you gay? This dude, Danny Boy, was at death row. This is what he said about people that know about him being gay while he was at death row. I can play further parts of this interview where he describes his relationship with Suge Knight. My thing is now that we're hearing what we hear about Suge Knight, if it's true or not, it leads us to believe everything. We already know what we heard about Dre, everything we heard about Dr. Dre. We seen Dr. Dre before he got with Death Row and all that. Before he got with NWA, he was dressed like a woman in the World Class Wrecking Crew with lipstick on and eyeliner. Let's just be 100. We've seen the interviews of his daughter talking about she coming home from the club and see her dad sitting up in the porch topping off a dude after the club himself. These is the top men of hip hop. Let's think about all the top labels. Bad Boy, Death Row, Aftermath. Want to get down with the Aftermath? Cash Money. Man, listen. All these dudes, from the Lil Uzi Vert to the everybody. Lil Baby, Meek Mills, Rick Ross kissing Diddy, DJ Khaled involved in He the Best. What you the best at, homie? What are you really the best at? What have you really done? Has anybody ever seen DJ Khaled in the studio? Kanye and West admitting to topping, giving toppy. What is this world? Brothers and sisters! What is this world coming to?
Conversation, so I can't say who it is, but I said, Danny Boy came out of the closet, and he said, "Oh yeah, we already knew that even back then. Like there was sort of rumors and stuff like that of you being gay while you were still at death row. Was that something that you were still doing while you were there?"
Yeah, I dibble and dabble, but for that person to know, did you look at them funny? You should have, because you should have asked them, like, how you know? Because that's the true question. Because I didn't tell nobody. Only person that knew it was people I did stuff with. And anybody else that knew it was people that do stuff too.
Okay. Were you having relations with other artists during that time?
Yeah. Not on death row though. Yuck. All of them was ugh. No.
So you never had sex with any other artists?
Nah, and it wasn't
other artists.
It wasn't a sex thing. It wasn't I guess it was sexual, but it wasn't all that, like, you know what I mean? I dibbled and dabbed and did certain things that guys just don't do. I guess straight guys don't do with straight guys, but it wasn't that. I was pretty new at it and tried things, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna go have sex with this dude or he's gonna. It wasn't like that. At that time, it wasn't.
So y'all hear that? He's saying at the time he was at death row, he was fairly new to it. So people was introducing him to it. Now he's saying he wasn't doing nothing with nobody at death row. Are we to believe him? I guess we could take the man at his word. But he's saying that he's also saying that anybody that knows what I was doing while I was at death row had to be involved in it. So, I mean, there's been this rumor about a lot of people in this industry, in this hip hop business, I'm going to just leave it right here with this, saying it like this. You basically could say that about anybody who's really had any form of success. There's always going to be some type of demand that that person have probably gave into that he ain't really proud of. Whether it be politically, sexually, financially, you're going to do something you ain't proud of. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at all of the people that have had fame, and I don't see happiness. When I see Jay-Z, I don't see somebody as happy. When I see Kanye, he got a mask on his face. He's screaming and hollering. He dressed in all black. He hates himself. He got $1 billion. He's miserable. When I see all these stars, you can't even, they all fucked up. Look at Post Malone. He fucked up in the head. Justin Bieber, multi-millionaire. Done stuff they ain't proud of. Can't be cool. Just going crazy. Because they did something crazy. They did that. They did that. We've seen it from football players. Look at the dude, Aaron Hernandez. Had everything going his way. Got involved in that lifestyle, right? Still trying to be with women and at the same time being with men. Drove him crazy because he couldn't face himself, knowing what he had did. And that's what's happening with these dudes. They can't face themselves. They can't wake up and look in the mirror and know that they did that. They did the unthinkable. They went where no man should go for money. They went for money, for fame, for attention. And sometimes only for a short period of time. You see, the devil sell you a dream. It's your obligation to deny it, not to buy it. Make your own dreams come true. And if you can't do it on your own merits, it ain't supposed to be. There's nobody with a magic wand that can put you in position. Stay down for the come up. Don't be like these dudes. Now, if that's your preference, man. If that's what you into, that's your business. That's your prerogative. You got free will to choose whatever life you choose. But the minute you let somebody tell you, if you do this, I will give you that, is the minute you lose power. The minute you lose yourself and your soul. Don't sell yourself for money. Don't sell yourself for fame. Young nigga, keep hustling. Stay in the game. Don't do nothing you can't hold your head up and say you did. And that's the problem. We got these dudes who did things they ain't proud of. They can't hold their head up. Then they lost themselves in it. They went way too far because people gave them access. There's certain things you don't supposed to have access to. You don't supposed to have access to untethered power or what you perceive as untethered power. The lack of control can drive any man insane because it's never enough. It's never enough. P. Diddy went to the point where he was putting drugs in baby oil. Watching people, do things with your woman. That ain't how it was supposed to be. And at least I don't see it that way. Maybe if you into that type of stuff, you into that type of stuff. You have to be adult about it. But when people talk you into doing things that you're not into, that change your mindset, change your perspective on life, change how you live in, change your moral compass, shift you morally, shift you from a perspective that you never thought you would be at. Now you've went to a difference and questioning your sexuality. It's a very isolating place because there's times when you're going to have to be alone. You got to be alone when you get ready to go to sleep. You can't sleep. Toss and turn, vision in the dark, things of bodies being burned. You can't sleep. Devil just riding your back because you know what you did. Remember that kid, Jet Jackson? Blew his brains out. Child star, handsome dude. Waves, tall, hazel eyes, muscular build, young man, ready for Hollywood, coming up. Blew his brains out. Couldn't take it. Can't take what happened on that casting couch. And niggas been going on that casting couch for years. So I don't think nobody that's out there at the top right now has been exempt from either from a sexual attempt or a sexual favor being called upon them. When I look at Snoop, I done seen Snoop come out there in a dress. I done seen all of these ninjas do things they ain't should have did, man. And have you ever noticed that majority of these dudes is always fighting over other men? They never fighting over women. They always fighting with men. Suge Knight, they was gonna call Suge Knight as a star witness in the P. Diddy case. Why? Because Suge Knight and P. Diddy is friends. None of these niggas ain't really enemies, man. It's almost like, man, and these older dudes that be just dying of these mysterious deaths, these immune deficiency deaths and shit like that, them niggas don't be dying of that shit. Them niggas be dying of AIDS. Them niggas be gay. Them old niggas be gay. They done got turned out by the older niggas that put them in the game. Go tell them I said it. Yeah, get mad at Rich Dollar 64, blow my phone up, threaten me, do whatever you want. All y'all niggas gay. All y'all niggas have sausage parties. Never have no bitches at your parties. Never. It's always some type of spectacle or somebody saying somebody got some transmissions around. We've been looking at the dude making all the jokes about what was happening with Watts homie Quan and Watts homie Mickey and how he got caught. It's around that. It's around that business. We done heard this. We seen who was that with YG and Tiger when they dressed up like women, when they dressed up like white women. You know what I'm saying? Like the movie White Chicks. It don't stop, man. These niggas is, I don't know if they gay by choice or gay by force, but it's something going on. Where smoke is fire. We knew that a long time ago. And what we know now is we done heard this rumor about everybody under the sun, and now you're hearing that even the top individuals, which is Suge Knight, was involved with that play, allegedly.
On your wedding night, and you pissing in the bed on her. Sharitha, tell me I'm lying. When he pissed in the bed on your wedding night. Okay. All right, sure. Let's talk about Big Black, sure. Now you took the gloves off. I told you these gloves gonna come off. And this is just an iceberg. This is just an iceberg of what's going on. You forgot about Big Black? You know I know about Big Black. You know your women talk to me. How you like that up your ass, Big Black.
Here we go.
Come on, Suge.
On your wedding
Say it
night,
ain't.
and you pissing in the bed on her. Sharitha?
It's Suge Knight, who everybody was fearing in the game, was getting hit by Big Black. I mean, what else is left, y'all? What else can we say, y'all? What's left? Y'all get in the comments, let me know what y'all think, man. This is crazy, man. Suge Knight getting hit by Big Black. Rumors about every artist. Am I lying? Am I going crazy? Has this not been about damn near every artist in the game? I don't want to say every artist in the game, but there's been a lot of speculation about top artists. We heard Aaron Hall talk about how Teddy Riley and all of these niggas and Puff and them come to watch him fuck. Where do you go to watch your nigga fuck another broad? Why do you want to see his ass go up and down? We watched this interview out there with Aaron Hall talk about Puff and them know what size his privacy is. We heard Joe Buttons come out and say he was attracted to men and women. We heard Hassan Campbell talk about how he had a relationship with the father of one of the fathers of hip hop, Africa Bambaataa, one of the leaders of the Zulu nation. If I'm not mistaken, Africa Bambaataa just went through some type of lawsuit or something. I was seeing an interview about Ronnie B. Stinger, who was also allegedly in a relationship or having a love with Africa Bambaataa. From the east to the west to the south, what derailed Chingy's career? An alleged relationship with a transsexual. If I'm making this up, y'all, tell me to cut the video off. But every coast, every region, that's all we hear about. We heard the little dude, the dude that came out this year, a Mexican rapper down there in Texas. He said he liked men. We seen Lil Baby and them at a party with what's the dude's name? David Falk or whatever, and they getting a bro hug. Dudes hugging them behind them. We saw Young Buck, who was in a group with 50 Cent, had multiple issues with transsexuals. We just seen one of the most up-and-coming young rappers, promising rapper, Boss Man D-Lo. His DMs being exposed where he was talking to a transsexual. These dudes are attracted to dudes dressed like women. Fuck, cuz I don't even know. This is crazy. Where we done got to. Where we done got to, man. Y'all get in the comments. Y'all get in the comments and let me know any other rappers that I done missed that we didn't have. Because we heard everything about what was going on with Mace. We even heard some stuff about, Ja Rule. They said Ja Rule had got caught up. I don't want to get caught up. Yeah. Name a rapper that there hasn't been speculation about. And I'll wait. We heard speculation about Floyd Mayweather Jr., Odell Beckham. We seen allegedly Odell Beckham getting topped off by Justin Bieber in a club. Whether the video was real or not, since that video has came out, Justin Bieber hasn't been the same. I haven't seen Odell Beckham on the sideline ever since Dwight Howard was caught grabbing dudes Johnsons and being sued for sexual assault. He was never, ever able to make it back to the NBA and was forced to retire, even though he is fully capable of playing right now. Nobody wants him in the locker room because he owned booty. Share this video. Get the likes up. Yeah, get me back in the algorithm. Your boy is back. I'm back spitting nothing but facts. Some of this shit I hate to say, but I have to say. Ain't nobody else gonna say it but me. These dudes on the West Coast ain't having no catches. These niggas is. And on the East Coast, I can't really speak for the dudes that in the trenches, but hey, Diddy, Ja Rule, been speculation. Oh, fuck. French Montana. We seen French Montana in a straight up relationship with Diddy. Need I say Stevie J living with the nigga? These is niggas that's out here in the game polluting the stream. Dudes that you know is sleeping with other dudes still out here trying to sleep with women. That's the problem is you dudes that's doing that type of stuff need to go ahead and do what you do. Stay over there where you at. Don't come back over on this side because now you taking that dirty stick and you dipping that dirty stick in the clean stream. That's how things get fucked up. Once you go over there, please stay over there. I don't mind you being over there. But once you over there, don't fake like you still over here. That's the problem. And this is a problem in city after city after city after city. Dudes not want to acknowledge what side they really on. Because in all true reality, I don't think nobody actually wants to be on the other side. I think it's mentally tormenting for them, something they can't control inside themselves. It's some type of form of burning desire that I truly believe is coming from hell, and it's a negative spirit within oneself to want to desire. To me, I'm not no disrespect to nobody else out there, and I'm not saying that you a negative person, but I'm saying that what I believe inside of somebody that's doing that is a negative spirit in them that I believe they need to be relieved of. Some people might feel different about that, and I respect that. But I just think that when people involve themselves in that, they really can't be proud of it. Like I try to talk to dudes in the streets that you can tell from just looking at them, because you can tell who's doing what. You know what I'm saying? By the way a dude carrying himself, by the way a dude dressed. You know what I'm saying? So the dude come up, I'm trying to holler at him like, hey man, what's happening, man? What's up? Just regular conversation or saying what's up to the person. When the dude figures out that he's on that other side, he can't even have a regular conversation with a straight person or acknowledge that person. You know what I'm saying? And damn, now that I think about it, it's a whole lot of birds in this feather, man. Them birds of feather that flock together. I think about Adam 22. Everybody, it's a sick game, man. It's a sick game out there, man. And anybody that's out there talking about that out there in that game is definitely involved in that game. Peace. We out, y'all.